All right, let's talk about how to take your generative AI from just a simple tool and turn it into a true master cloud architecture partner. Over the next few minutes, we're going to break down the exact techniques you need to make that happen, so you can move from getting those kind of generic answers to getting results that are actually ready for production.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You ask your LLM for a really complex architecture diagram, and what you get back, well, it feels like you're talking to a brilliant but completely clueless junior engineer. It spits out something generic, maybe even unusable, because it has all this book smarts, all the knowledge in the world, but zero context about your actual project. So here's the thing. The problem isn't the AI's potential, it's the instructions we're giving it. These models have immense capability, but just like that new engineer on your team, they need specific, context-rich instructions to do anything useful. You know that old rule in computing, garbage in, garbage out? Well, it has never, ever been more true than it is right now with GenAI.
So, how do we build better instructions? Well, it all starts with understanding the three fundamental building blocks of any powerful prompt. Okay, what's so powerful here is how each one of these pieces lets you strategically shape the AI's response. The system prompt, that's where you set the persona. You're basically telling it, hey, act like a seasoned architect. The user prompt is, your specific command, what you actually want it to do. And few shot examples, this is your secret weapon for formatting. It's like showing the AI a perfect little snippet of, say, mermaid jazz code, so it knows exactly the format you expect back.
All right, let's see this in action. The difference between a vague prompt and a really well-structured one, it isn't just a small thing. It's literally the difference between getting a useless response and getting something genuinely valuable.
Just look at the difference here. On the left, you have this super vague request. Create an AWS architecture for a web app. That's like walking into a dealership and saying, I want a vehicle. You could get anything. But on the right, we're providing a full spec. We assign a persona, Senior AWS Solutions Architect. We demand a specific format, mermaid.js, which is perfect because it's just text and LLMs are great at that. And then we list the exact AWS services to use. See? That is how you get a precise result. And this is what you get from that bad prompt. I mean, it's technically correct, sure, but it is completely useless. A textbook answer like, you should consider security and scalability. Yeah, thanks. That helps absolutely no one on a real project with a real deadline. But the good prompt, now that delivers a high-quality, actionable starting point. This is something you can immediately grab and use in your design documents. It gives you actual code, not just vague concepts, and it respects every single one of the constraints we gave it. Okay, so to truly elevate your results, you need to teach the AI to think not just like an architect, but like an architect at your company. And believe me, this is where the real magic happens. This whole technique is called grounding. It's how you anchor the model's massive general knowledge to the specific reality of your organization. The tech behind this is often something called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. All that really means is the AI goes and pulls information directly from your documents before it answers. And let me tell you, for relevance, that is an absolute game changer. So how do you do this? Simple. You feed the model your own documents. I'm talking about your internal security policies, your company-specific naming conventions, even things like PCI or HIPAA compliance checklists. When you do that, the output you get back is no longer just compliant with general best practices, it's compliant with your specific rules and conventions. And that is going to save you hours and hours of rework. Okay, let's pull all of this together into a really actionable process. Think of this as your pre-flight checklist before you fire off every single prompt. Here it is, the 4-step process that pretty much guarantees you get a high-value result every single time. 1. Assign a persona. 2. Define the task and the format. 3. Provide your specific constraints. And 4, and this is the step that changes everything, you ground it with your specific context. So the big takeaway here is this. When you follow this process, you're not just a user of an AI anymore, you are actively engineering its output. You become the architect of the AI's response itself, which means you can guarantee a quality result every time. What this means is you now have a powerful, knowledgeable partner, one that actually understands your rules and your goals. So the only question left is, what are you going to build with it?